Oh, there you are. Brad the Guitarist here. As you guys know, I've kind of been on a hit whoring kick of late, in case you haven't noticed. Been doing some different things like talking shit about the news, guitar news, taking aim at the big corporations that everybody loves, that sort of thing. Last time I did something like that, it was Elixir that I kind of went after. Caused a real shitstorm. People really like their elixirs, man. If you want to cause a shitstorm among guitar players, just criticize Elixir. Try that sometime, YouTubers. But anyway, at any rate, the only reason I've been doing that sort of video recently is because I've been in the process of moving house. And not only have I been moving my house, but I've been moving two businesses as well. My wife has a business which is sewing related. As a matter of fact, she just appeared in a magazine in Great Britain, which was kind of cool for her. Congratulations to Mrs. Guitarist on her appearance in that magazine for her business. Also moving all of the stuff for my business, which includes all of the guitars, all of the servicing equipment, my bench, all of my amps, all of that stuff. And there was a lot of it, and I'm not even done yet. We're talking tubes and stuff I've still got to get and whatnot. So there's all that stuff to get. But that's why I've been kind of on that hit whoring kick of late, because I thought, what else am I going to do? I don't have a bench set up, so I may as well talk smack about all the crap that's going on. Like a lot of other YouTubers that I've noticed do, and they seem to do pretty well at it, so why the hell not? But you've also probably noticed that I have I've been on a strap kick too, and produced a couple of videos about the history of guitar straps. You should check those out. I'll put links down in the description. In the process of doing research for those, I reached out to several of the companies that make straps now, and I reached out to a lot of different companies. Levy's, LM straps, reached out to Earth 3 straps, the guy who's reproducing those, reached out to a lot of different people. Some responded nicely, some didn't respond at all. One of the companies that did respond was a company called, and excuse me if I'm mispronouncing this, it's called Imagencilla. It's either Imagencilla or Imagencilla or Imagencilla if you're Spanish, which these guys are not Spanish. I'm sure there is a correct way to pronounce that, and I'm not doing it correctly. So someone in the comments, let me know if I mispronounced it something. I know you will. At any rate, they have sent me something. It arrived a bit late to be included in my other video, but here it is, all the way from Hong Kong. And it actually got forwarded from my old address to my new address, so it kind of got mixed up in that. So that was part of the reason for the delay. And I apologize from my part not getting them into that video, but that really needed to go up. I sat on it for days and days and days. It was finished except for their inclusion, and I wanted to get them included, but it just didn't work out that way. So they get their own video. So let's dig into this package and see what this company is all about. This company, the guy I spoke to, his name is Daniel Yang, or Daniel Young. I'm not sure how that's pronounced. That's Y-E-U-N-G. I guess it's Yang. From Imagencilla. Imagencilla. I'll put it up here somewhere so you can read that for yourself and whatnot. But I asked them for a little bit of a biography. They have an Etsy presence in which they sell some really nice looking straps. So I reached out to them. They are located in Hong Kong. And the response I got as to their bio says that they are a team of designers creating hand-make straps. He meant handmade, I'm sure. and we hope our work can represent your personality. We search for different kinds of fabrics and materials all over the world to create unique graphic patterns constantly. Our goal is for everyone to have their own strap collections which best represent their personalities. Not a bad idea, have a few different straps in your collection. Our strap collections are all handmade and all fabric materials are of limited availability. So I guess that's, you can't always get the same thing. The imperfections in our pieces symbolize humanity and individuality. Qualities that are missing in mass-produced products made by machines. All designs are of limited quantities. We wish we can reproduce it once sold out, but in truth we may not be able to get a hold of it again, the materials. All sales come with a simple but passionated box. Again, not a word. He's doing his best. He's Chinese. Which is ideal for gifts for your beloved ones. Sincerely, Daniel Yang. So yeah, let's dig into this box and see what we have. Okay, here we go. Christmas time again. There's something so cool about getting free stuff on the internet from people you've never met. Cool little box. There you go. Imagencilla or Imagencilla, depending on how you want to pronounce that, where personality starts. And you can find them here. They also, again, have an Etsy presence, which is where I found them. As you can see, that's really cool. This box will probably stay with this strap, I think. But if you go onto their Etsy store, you will see a lot of really nice looking jacquard weaves. This looks to me like a reproduction of the Bobby Lee folk web straps. And this has come from a long way. They also have included a pick pocket on the back right there. Let's see, I'll show you what a pick looks like in it. From my massive pick collection that I never hardly use. Watchers to my channel know I don't use a pick very much. I do when I'm like demonstrating a metal guitar or something, but yeah, see? There's holds your extra picks. So that's kind of cool. This tongue has a bit of a different shape than a lot of guitar strap tongues. This is real leather and it's plied, and the way this is attached in such a way that again, it hides the rough edge, which is nicer than the vintage counterparts. It's nice that they have their name embossed in, or stamped in there. This one smells a little bit funky, as if it's been exposed to some moisture in the air, probably on the way over, I'm sure, because it was at sea for a while, so that's probably what that is. But not their fault, I'm sure. But this is very nice grade leather on the back. I would be very surprised. I mean, that's a very high grade leather, or I mean, I don't think it's man-made, but this feels extremely nice. Like imagine the nicest leather jacket that you've ever worn, and that's kind of what this feels like. It feels like really nice garment leather. We have a plastic buckle and plastic hardware here. You know, one good thing about the plastic ones, you know, and I didn't mention this in my other videos, the plastic does tend to glide a little bit better. So when you're adjusting a strap like this, the plastic kind of glides across the, you know, the jacquard and the backing material a little bit easier, it seems, than some of the metal ones. So, you know, there is that to consider, which I did not really mention in my previous videos about straps. But this is a very nice weave. It's tightly done. It doesn't look like it will fray very easily like some of the straps that I've seen. This other tongue here has their other logo stamped into it. Again, I think it's been exposed to some moisture because we have some little spots here. But that's, I'm sure, from the trip. But it looks pretty nicely done. Overall, got a little bit of a stitching mishap here, right there. But they did take the trouble to stitch around the hole, which what that's going to do basically is just reinforce this hole so it doesn't spread out quite so easily. And it's also going to hold the two plies together on this inside point as well as around the perimeter. We have seen tongues that were a little bit better made, I suppose, in that they were bent over and then sewed completely on themselves. But this one stops here, but that's because there are two plies already. And if they doubled that up, you would have 4 plies, and you would probably never get your strap button on there. So, you know. But I don't think this is in any danger whatsoever of coming loose. Or at least it doesn't feel that way. It feels pretty secure to me. I guess if you tugged on that hard enough, you know, the wrong way or something, maybe you could separate it. But overall, this is a very nice strap. The stitching looks very straight. And again, very nice leather on the back. And I have to compliment them on this end. This is a very unique end here. They've also got a little logo here with Made in China on the back. Very high quality product. You don't normally associate high quality products with China necessarily. You know, usually you would associate, or here in America at least, you know, we associate Chinese made stuff with knockoffs and that sort of thing. Not necessarily, you know, handmade, limited quantity, high quality product that's not really trying to knock anything off. You know, this doesn't say Ace on it or anything. It's not like they're trying to copy something, which is, you know, what you see a lot from China. But not with this. Not with this. This is its own thing. And these guys are doing a good job, I have to say. You should check them out on their Etsy store. Imagencilla. Imagencilla. Good God, I can't say that for shit. You guys might consider changing your name. Because if this country boy can't pronounce it, that probably means about half the country of the United States can't pronounce it either. But I'm sure all of my YouTube viewers will be able to pronounce it just fine. And they will let me know in the comments post haste, I'm sure. But anyway, yeah, go check these guys out. I will put a link to their Etsy store down in the description. Very nice straps. And thank you guys so much. Thanks, Daniel, and thanks to your partners as well for sending this along. All right, so that's all for this video. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. But yeah, you know, that brings up an interesting question about the quality of products that are coming out of China these days. We've heard a lot of things about some of the American companies and their products sort of going down the crapper. I won't name any names in this video, except their initials are GIBSON, for example. And, you know, there are a lot of guitars made in China, obviously, and in my experience, it seems that they're getting better and better all the time. That's a good and bad thing for guitarists in the United States. It's a good thing in the sense that you have a lot more choices, for a lot less cost. It's a bad thing in the sense that if some of the American companies are driven out of business by this competition by imports, that could mean less innovation. That could mean more homogenization of the guitar market as a whole, more focus on copies rather than the real thing, just that sort of thing. But you know, generally speaking, the quality of products from China has really gone up. I think these guys are a good example of that. Would I put them up against your Levi's or your LM straps? Yes. My one complaint would be that it does seem to have a bit of a funky smell or something about it, but I think that was probably picked up on the trip. It did come a long way and was probably on a cargo container, you know, ship out in the ocean. So I can imagine, you know, how that could have happened. So if that were constant, I would say maybe look elsewhere. But given the workmanship and for the price that they're asking for these, they're fairly competitive. There's some really nice patterns on their website, some that you don't really see from some of the other manufacturers either. So they're definitely worth checking out if you're into collecting straps and you want some different stuff other than what you've seen from the other manufacturers. So yeah, Imagencilla. Thanks for watching. Y'all take care.